All right, guys. So we've got some pros and cons. We got updates. We want to kind of touch base. And first off, just thank you from the bottom of our hearts so much. Reading all the comments, it kind of gave like hope and faith, and that like a bunch of miracles and things that has happened. That really at the end of the day, it is God who gives the miracles and gives the children. And they do come from Him. So reading all the comments definitely like made us feel a lot better. So thank you for our stories, and even some that were hard to share. I'm sure it helped not just us but other people that were reading the comments. So thank you again from the bottom of our hearts. So I did take your advice. Went to go see two other opinions. So the first one, that's the bad news. Like we got good news and bad news. Though the bad news was that the first one was a holistic doctor, like a natural. It's gonna be okay. So the naturopath doctor was recommended very well. He's very good. Just going through everything, he couldn't really provide any help at all because we didn't have any blood work done, and he couldn't really assess or diagnose what it was, right? So he can't really prescribe a certain diet, prescribe certain herbal remedies if he doesn't know like the root of the problem. So like if he knew like the FSH, the LH, and everything specifically that he could attribute to it, then it could have. So that is still an option that we're keeping on the table. The other opinion was a gynecologist. He ran his own practice. We really, this one is the good news because we really had such a good experience with him compared to the first one.
Yeah, he made me feel so much better. Like, I literally went in the office, you guys, like, I was just shattered. I had no hope, and it's hard, So, I mean, I still don't really have hope, but it's just,
We're a better place.
yeah, I'm in a better place. Like, I've accepted
Keeping
it.
positive.
Yeah, I just don't think about it and stuff, and it feels like, I don't know. It's hard.
To recap on the first one, those who haven't watched the video, so the first opinion that we got, just terrible experience.
Yeah.
Basically, not giving any information at all. Just like it was
It
so
was-
disheartening. Like
Yeah, I have PTSD, you guys.
yeah, like it can't even explain
I don't even know
what it was. Like
she was so negative and just bitter. Like she literally told me I had
endometriosis,
stage 3.
Stage 3.
And it was huge, and she was like, I'm gonna need operation. She was like, she doesn't think the birth control is gonna help because it's so big, and she's like, you have to do the blood work now.
And even the first operation, the small one,
Yeah,
the laparostic or something.
Yeah, she was like, no,
couldn't do it. Had to be the C-section, and even then could not carry baby naturally. Probably have to be IVF, and only not even go through IUI, just straight to IVF.
Yeah.
But it was like all this information at once, but also not confirming that like that's the problem, because she was like, it could be this or it could be that, and then get the blood work and then do the X-ray. So can you imagine? Like we're just there in the office, and then she does the ultrasound, the vaginal ultrasound, and they're like, oh, looking good. One over is good. Goes to the next one, and then she just stops.
She's like, oh, that's a endometriosis.
It's like measuring. Okay, this is quite sizable, 4.5 centimeters. And then going through, and then she just prints it. She like go sit down. She sits down. She just puts it on the table. She's like, okay, and she doesn't say anything. She just puts it on the table. So then we were asking all the questions, and then she's like, okay, you're gonna have to do the blood work, for hormonal blood work and this and vitamin D
Like,
and this and the X-ray.
She didn't even like gave me anything to treat it right now. She was like, okay, well, there is this birth control, but I don't think it's gonna work for you and stuff like that. Like, it was just like, it was horrible, you guys. Like, I felt like
It was
trash.
heartbreaking. It was like shattering. Like, and it's just so overwhelming. And then like do the X-ray, and then like come back, and like you gotta do the X-ray like right now. You gotta do like the blood work right now, and this and that. And like even if the blood work was free, we had too much. Like we just wanted to leave.
Yeah, I just wanted to leave. I was like, I don't want to be here anymore.
And then like just the things she was saying, it was terrible. It was the worst day of our life.
Yeah, literally, it was just horrible. And then this gyno, he
was a lot better.
He was of an older age. This gyno, when I went in there, it was like more like a family business ish.
It was his practice.
Yeah, his. I walked in there. I was like, oh,
it was only
my.
like him, and I think the receptionist was his wife.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Oh, yeah, probably.
And
yeah.
then like it was like just a small little practice.
Yeah, it felt very homey.
And
Yeah.
very personable, right? So like when we went there, he did the over the top, because like we showed him and we kind of went through everything and then explained everything. And then, oh yeah, for the first one as well, so I got the results of the semen analysis.
Yeah.
And then she was like, she didn't even, so we went to the person we made the appointment with, and they were like, oh, can we go through the results together? She's like, oh, we want to wait until the blood work of
Yeah,
NACA.
until I do all my stuff. They can't talk to Dominic about his results until I do all my blood work. I was like, she just wants money. They just want us to pay extra for these things.
We're like, well, we're not going to do the blood work probably for like another couple of weeks or a month. So can we just go through, you know, the results?
She's like, oh, she's going to send you an email. She never emailed
And then we
us.
say even through the phone or whatever, you know, and then she's like, oh, we'll explain through email. No email. Yeah. And then, anyway, so then we go to the other gyno. I gave him the results, everything. He looked through it. Super nice. He actually took the time to, you know, talk to us and like trying to understand the situation.
Dominic's sperm is really good. At least one of us is working properly.
I don't see that.
It's true. I'm happy about it though.
I'm happy.
He has a lot of swimmers. Dominic's dad said something funny. He said Dominic he said Dominic he didn't need swimmers. He needed climbers to climb over my cyst to make it into the ovaries. That was really funny. Whenever I'm having a bad day, I laugh about that joke. But yeah, so I'm really happy about your results. You know, that makes me happy because I was just like, can you imagine like I have a cyst and then Dominic has low sperm? Oh my God, I would be...
it was very stressful too, and just waiting for the results. So then at the ultrasound, he's going through it, and like as soon as he sees it, he's like, oh, muy pequeña. Like,
yeah,
like,
he
like
said
very
it's
small.
Very small, my
and then we're like, we got caught off guard a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And then he's doing, you know, the measurements and this and that. And like, he wasn't even phased, you know? He was like very calm about it. And then printed it, you know, and then we got back sitting down, then we talked about it. And then we showed him the prescription, the birth control, the first one. He's like,
they
don't
try
take
to
that.
Kill me.
He's like, yeah, don't take like that one is gonna treat something else.
That one is for endometriosis.
Specifically for endometriosis.
Yeah.
But the thing is that we don't have that diagnostic yet, right? And that's kind of what he was explaining. He's like, you have to treat it for the cyst first off and then do step at a time. Like the other one was like everything at once, right?
Yeah.
But this one that we really liked, it was, you know, one step at a time. We're going to treat it for this and then like just relax, take it day by day, and then don't even worry about the blood work. Don't even worry about, you know, the x-ray for now. We're just going to see and treat it. He's like, it's under 6 centimeters, so it's not urgent. Like you don't need to like have surgery or anything like that yet because of the size. It's at 4.5. It's on the higher end, but it's not over 6.
Yeah.
So he was saying like it's okay. You know, we can try and treat it. If it goes away, that's good. You know, so that was extremely comforting.
And he said that if it was an endo, I would always be in constant pain, right?
Yeah.
So...
And then he was saying he doesn't think that is that because he was saying symptoms and he was saying like Naka said, like you would have pain not only on the period, kind of like more off. You guys can say like in the comments if this is true or not, your experience. But he was saying that it was basically more long, like not only during her period, it could also have been like
before
not all her life.
Yeah.
Because and then we said like Naka's period's always been like that, so it's like okay, well that's like different symptoms.
He diagnosed my period with something, I forget what it's called.
So then he did kind of have another type of contraceptive birth control that he recommended, and he showed like a different ingredient, and then he was saying like this one specifically treats to reduce the cyst itself.
Yeah.
And versus the other one is different.
Mate, she tried to get me. She gave me a birth control that I shouldn't be taking. He was just like, no, you shouldn't. You don't take that. It's not good. He showed me he went over the ingredients with us, and he was like, you should take this because of this. I called my friend too because she's really fluent in Spanish, and she talked to the doctor and he explained it to her, and she got really good vibes from him too. And then she was telling, she also, I took pictures of the different birth control and stuff. She has friends that are doctors, and then
like a renowned gynecologist.
Yeah, and she looked it up, and then they said that the birth control that he prescribed to me is specifically to treat cysts.
Ovarian
Cysts, yeah. And then
the naga is in the ovarian, not in the uterus.
Yeah, my cyst is in my ovaries, not in my uterus.
He was also explaining that it doesn't prevent your chances from conceiving.
Yeah, the other lady said it
was
did.
like the end of the world.
Oh my gosh, she said I can never conceive naturally.
He did say it's harder, and stuff like that. Like he wasn't just sugarcoating things as well, but he was also like providing factual hope and like knowledge, stuff like that, right?
He said it is going to be harder, but you can still get pregnant within like a year or two. It's just you're gonna just be patient.
Funny thing is, it was a little funny because he was even saying like the position to do it, and to like what everyone says, right, to lie on the back with legs up and stuff like that. And then he even took the time to go through my semen analysis, and like that's how we know that he went through it and he confirmed that it was good. There was little reference ranges, but he did confirm questions that I had. So like super good guy and like super good gynecologist guy. So that was like God-given gift.
Yeah, that, like, literally he
took
made
so
me
much stress.
And the consultation came with the birth control. So the other people I had to pay extra.
Yeah. So like when he was first introducing a new birth control, right? I was like in my head, I was skeptical. I'm like, this guy's just pushing his own pills, right? But then at the end, he's like, no, it's included in the consultation.
I was like, wow. And it was such a good price.
Yeah, it was good. And like, it was only one price, right? At the other place, they had like the tourist price in USD, and then they had the local price that you had to have like citizenship. It was in pesos. It's like the first time we ever heard that, because like whenever you go somewhere, it's just always pesos, right? There's no two different prices.
Yeah. So I'm still sad I have a cyst in my ovaries, you guys. That's the worst part. It's not the worst place it could be. If it was in my uterus, I would be like, I wouldn't even be stressed out. But the fact that it's in my ovaries, I'm just over it. Like,
at least now we have like, we're a lot more hopeful. I just feel like the vibe is a little bit different, where like it's not the end of the world.
It's not.
And it's like just like all the stories that you guys said in the comments, it's like,
it's very uplifting.
It's just wow. It's like I told Naka something. I'm like, how can a doctor kind of give all these analysis to people and tell people that like you'll never be able to conceive when they come back and like they're pregnant and stuff? Like they must be believers, and like they must believe in God when things like that happen in life. It's like, I wonder, like, how can you not? How can you not like really believe?
She shut us down, mate.
That's what I'm saying. So like I don't know.
She was messy, mates. I'm never going there.
We're definitely did some research as well in terms of like anti-inflammatory to like treat it naturally with food, because like it's like we're all about like health,
medicine, and food.
True medicine. Like we have a lot of things on the earth that our body needs to treat things, right?
Dominic believes more in that than me.
Guys, just for example, like this thing right here. So like it's pure turmeric, ginger, and I think cinnamon. Yeah. It's like turmeric is good, like garlic, stuff like that.
He's been making me drink that, meat.
We're gonna do a lot of research on the birth control he gave. If we decide to take it or not, doesn't matter. We're definitely gonna do the diet in terms of like getting nutrients in. I'm gonna do it with Naka. We're gonna be in this together.
He said to eat less carbs.
So cut out red meat, cut out some types of meat, especially like carbs, like white pasta and everything like that. And we like
if you follow me on Instagram, you see the foods that I've been eating.
Mostly focus on veggies,
vegetables
and whole foods, right? So
I've been eating fish. Salmon is what I'm eating. Apparently salmon is really good. It's cis-friendly meals.
You gotta make sure there's no mercury.
Yeah.
And
I don't see, mates. You can't eat anything anymore. Mercury.
You just gotta be aware of things.
Oh my God, mate. Let me eat my mercury.
So
maybe the mercury is gonna melt the cyst.
And I feel like it just now we can kind of take some stress off and really like. Even though the problem is still there, the same problem, even though nothing changed and like the cyst is still there, we at least have something to look forward to, like a step, and just focus on that and kind of like take everything else off our mind and like the what ifs or like the worst case scenarios. And at the end of the day, it's just gonna be a timing thing. Like whenever it happens, like we have hope, we have faith, and whenever we get blessed, I don't know what's gonna happen.
I don't think it's. I'm trying to be positive, mate.
I'll be positive for both of us. My positivity is gonna run.
Yeah, Dominic,
It's
it's
gonna
really
rub off
it's
on
really
me.
hard for me to be positive, honestly. Like pregnancy right now is looking so far out. Like I don't even think about it. I kind of gave up. I'm like, it is what it is. Like it's just I get really sad when I think about it because I just feel like I'm never gonna get pregnant. But
Don't say that. Can't think about it.
let's talk about
It's
something
it's
else.
good in a way. We're just not gonna think about it.
Yeah.
You'll be one of those girls that, you know, the stories that we hear. I went to get a checkup because I had gained weight or something. I had a cramp, and then doctor told me I was 3 months pregnant. That's gonna be you.
Yeah, maybe. I
So
gained weight, so I go to a checkup. Who does that, mate?
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
I think we're gonna try and take the focus on, on the wedding and stuff. And
Yeah.
like try and take our mind off things.
I'm excited.
Even though, it's still trials that we're going through, it's still hard.
But
It
is what it is. So thank you guys so much for all your positive messages, all your sweet DMs. What we can do is just move forward and just trying to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. So we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Talk to you soon.